Hi, I'm Jo. Welcome to Jolou Yoga. I have a short class for you today, specifically to open into the upper body to gain a little bit more flexibility there. It's going to be really beneficial if you're feeling a little tension and tightness in that area of your body. If you work at an office desk, this is going to be great. Take the class at any time of the day. It would also be really beneficial if you train upper body strength. These are some of my favorite poses that I like to use to stretch out my upper body after a workout. When you're ready, we'll get started. Just a note, if you wanted to join me and have some props, you will just need a couple of blocks or a bolster, yoga bolster, or a blanket. You don't have to. Also, towards the end of the class, I'm going to use my yoga strap. If you've got one, great. If not, a resistance band will do the job nicely, or some sort of strap, maybe a dressing gown cord. Okay, let's get started. So find a seat that is comfortable for you, because we will be here just for a little bit at the start. If you need to elevate the hips, grab a cushion now and pop the hips up. Straight way into the neck. Bring in your right arm to your low back. It doesn't need to be all the way up the back, just across, so sitting at a 90 degrees. Left hand stays on your left knee, or if you could, you can take it over towards your right knee. So now inhale and lift the neck up long, bring the shoulders down, and on your exhale, start tilting your chin towards the left, and then maybe your ear starts to reach a little bit more towards your right shoulder. So steady, calm breathing throughout so that you can relax and start to feel everything begin to open. Bring the head up through center, lift up tall again, and on your exhale, tilt the chin towards the right this time. And maybe your left ear gets a little closer to your left shoulder. Try to resist the urge to allow the shoulders to rise up. See if you can keep bringing them down, encouraging them to stay down. Bring your head back up through center. Switch sides. Left hand, bring the back of your hand and your forearm to your low back, just across at 90 degrees. Right hand sits on your right knee, or take it across to the left for a little bit more of a stretch. So lift up tall, inhale, neck is long. Exhale, start tilting the chin towards the left. Right ear becomes closer to the right shoulder. Bring the head back up through center. Get long with the neck again on your inhale. Exhale, tilt the chin to the right. Your left ear becomes closer to your left shoulder. If you want to, close down the eyes. It feels quite natural for me to do that. And if that's something you prefer as well, take it there. Bring the head back up through center. And release both arms. If you want to internally and externally rotate the arms here, if you need that, go there. Side body stretch. So bring your right fingertips out to the side, lift your left arm up, and then start leaning towards the right. Possibly your forearm, right forearm might connect, but see if you can keep this bicep alongside your ear and then reach energetically through to the fingertips. Try to keep your left sits bone connected to your mat. Don't allow that to lift up. So you can feel the extension happening from the hip all the way to your fingers. And then bring the spine up through neutral. Stretch into the left side. This time, left fingertips come out to the side. Right hand on your inhale, bring the arm up. Bicep alongside the ear, and then lean towards the left. Maybe the palm comes down, maybe the forearm. Keeping the length of the side body by pressing your right sits bone down and energetically reaching with your right fingertips. And bring it back up through center. Meet me on hands and knees. For your tabletop position, a few rounds of cat and cow here. So you can do it with your fingers facing forward, or if you want to, you could try the fingers facing back. Moving through the spine, lowering the belly and chest on your inhale. tailbone lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, move slowly, mindfully, tuck the tailbone, press the spine up and away, chin to chest. Inhale through your cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, slowly, cat. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. So if you do sit at a desk, inhale. This wrist stretch is also going to feel good for you. Exhale. Neutral spine, turn your fingers forward. Take your knees a tiny bit behind your hips. Moving to heart to earth pose or puppy pose. Keep the hands and arms shoulder width, but just start walking them away from you so that your chest begins to release towards the mat. It could be that your head stays up, ears alongside your biceps, or it may be that your forehead comes down. Keep reaching, but be active in the arms, so strong, press into the hands. And then imagine my hand is pressing between your shoulder blades, right where your rhomboids sit, and encourage your chest a little closer towards the mat. Stay here for a few breaths, breathing in, breathing out. If you're met with tightness, breathe into it. Visualize the breath opening up that area of your body. Lift the gaze and walk the hands in just a tiny bit. Take your left leg out to the side, toes face forward. Thread the needle, so threading your right arm underneath and lowering onto your right shoulder and ear. Then you could re-extend the left arm, or you might want to bring it into a half bind, wrapping it to your right hip crease or just the low back. So twisting into the spine here. And in the upper spine especially, you're going to feel it there, hopefully. Release the hand, left hand back up to the ceiling, and then place your fingertips alongside your face. Inhale pushes you back up. Come onto hands and knees. Taking it to the other side, take the right leg out to the side, toes face forward. Now extend your right arm away from you and thread the left one under, palm faces up, rest on your shoulder and ear. You could stay here, self-adjusting, reaching the left fingers further away, or you might want to bring your right arm to a half bind, rotating the right shoulder up towards the ceiling, or in my case the sky, whether you're practicing indoors or outdoors. Use your breath, make the space happen. Bring the hand back up to the ceiling, right hand, and then set the fingers alongside your face. Inhale, pushes you back up. Take your forearms forward and lower all the way to your belly. If laying on your belly isn't good for you, you could do the next pose on your shins, but we're just going to bring the left forearm parallel to the top of the mat and then the right forearm in front of that. So from here, start to walk the hands outwards. Keep walking them out as far as you can until you've reached your depth. And then allow the head to rest, chin can rest. Steady, calm breathing. Feel something happening in your upper back, muscles there. Lift the head, start walking the arms back in. and then we switch. So you bring the right forearm inside first, left forearm in front of that. When you've reached, start taking the arms and hands outwards, crawling them away from each other. And when you've found your depth, release the head. You could rest the chin on your upper arm. Lift the head, bring the arms back in through center. Just set yourself up like you would for Sphinx pose. Take your right arm out to the side and wrist in line with your shoulder, and allow your chest to lower. So palm is facing down, arm is to a T. Then bring your left hand alongside your chest and press into that so you can roll onto your right side body. Option 1, the legs stay together, but allow the head to come down so you're resting on the head and gaze down towards your feet. That's going to be a bit more comfortable for you on the head. Option 1, the legs stay together. 2, you keep the top leg straight and you just set it behind you. If you can't touch down to the floor behind you, bend the leg and then step the foot down. So you can keep your left hand exactly where it is, or again, bring it to a half bind, sit it to your low back. Getting into the chest and the shoulder here. If you had your left arm in a half bind, bring it up. Exhale, place the hand down alongside you. Roll back onto your front body. Switching sides. Left arm out to a T, shoulder in line with the wrist, palm down. Right hand comes alongside your chest. Press into that hand and roll to your left side body. Now allow the head to rest down and gaze towards your feet. Option 1, you stay here. Option 2, pick up your top leg, keep it straight and just set it behind you. Rest the foot down. If the foot can't touch down, don't allow it to just hang in the air. Please bend the leg and then step the whole foot down. So option 1, your right hand stays where it is. 2, turn the back of your hand to your low back and find a half bind. If you have your right arm in half bind, inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, set it alongside you, come back onto your front body and then push back up. So now is the time where you could use your blocks or a yoga bolster or a rolled up blanket, but you can do it without as well. So similar to our heart to earth, taking the knees a little bit behind the hips, placing your elbows and triceps onto the blocks, bringing the palms together. Now allow your chest to reach down and then bringing your thumbs towards the nape of your neck. Start to release into the armpits, feel them reaching down. Press a little more to encourage your triceps to open. Feel something happening in the thoracic spine. If your head makes it all the way down, let it rest there. Start lifting up, reach the thumbs and palms forward, and then bring the knees in. Move your blocks out of the way. So a bit of a hybrid, this one, a hybrid between heart to earth and thread the needle. So keep the knees under the hips this time, and Extend your left arm forward. Now place your right forearm directly underneath your chest so it's parallel towards the top of your mat. Don't twist like you would for thread the needle, but just start crawling that right hand away from you over towards the left, and then release your chest down. So option 1, you stay here. Option 2, you could move your hand more towards your left hand, more towards the center of the mat. You could even move it a little more over to the right. But actively press the left hand away from you and the right forearm away from you towards the left. If you moved your left hand, start moving it back, crawl it back towards the left, and then rise. Place your right fingertips down if you want to stay on fingertips, or the palm, and then switch sides. Left forearm comes underneath your chest, parallel to the top of your mat. And now start moving over towards the right. As you move it towards the right, release your chest down. Don't twist it to the right. Release it down towards the mat. Keep gazing down. Stay here. Unless you want it more, start moving your right hand more towards the middle of your mat. You could be on fingertips or the palm. Press actively into your left forearm, press it down and away. Right hand down and away. And walk your right hand back towards the right. Inhale, come up, come up. Locate your strap or anything you are going to use. Sit back on your heels or any seated position that works for you. And take hold of it so that you can bring your arms up and over and wide. Take them wide. So go wider than you think initially so that you can adjust and bring the arms in closer if you wanted to. So start circling them back, reach them back and away and bring it down. Try not to bring the neck into it, so keep the neck neutral and then bring it up and forward. Try to keep a neutral spine, resist the urge to arch the back. Inhales and exhales, sinking breath to movement. If you want to walk the hands in closer, if you're ready for that, you could take it there. So just adjusting and take 3 more. We want to keep the arms straight the whole time, so try not to bend at the elbows, just moving up and back. And our final one. Notice how the breath changes, if it changes, and then place your strap to one side. Toes can be tucked or untucked, yogi's choice. I'm going to choose to tuck mine so that I can get into my feet as well. Bringing your hands interlaced behind you. Start squeezing the shoulder blades together and reach your knuckles down. Lift the chest. You could lift your gaze a little and seeing if we can reach the knuckles really far down. But rolling the shoulder heads back here. Elevating the chest. There's an arch in the spine. Feeling a cow pose happening from your kneeling position. And then lift the hips up. And reach again, finding more of a camel pose. So squeezing the glutes together, lifting the chest. And release. Come onto the tops of the feet, sit it back down. One final pose. We want to lay on our left side, but go lay towards your right side of your mat. So come to lay on your left side body, but all the way over to your right side of your mat. So you're going to rest your head or your ear on your left arm is extended. Then bring the right arm to either your low back or bring it up the back. Any amount for Gomukhasana or half Gomukhasana, cow face arms. Now keep this and stay here, option 1. Option 2, roll onto your back and bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide, Baddha Konasana, reclined. Your left arm could stay out to a T, or you could take it to 90 degrees, cactus shape, and then gaze, turn your gaze to that arm. Close down the eyes. If it becomes too intense, whilst you're laying here on your little wing, then roll back to your side and stay there. Then bring the knees together. Keep them bent and roll back onto your right side. Release your right arm, move it towards the top of your mat, towards the bottom, like you're waving in a half circle to bring the blood back into the arm. And then roll to your back and take it to the left side. So extending your left arm, rest your ear there, legs together. Bring your right arm to your low back, palm faces away from you, or manually bring up the back any amount. Bend the legs, roll onto your back. So you're laying on your little wing now. The soles of the feet come together, knees wide. Option 1, the right arm stays out to a T. Option 2, bend it at the elbow and turn your gaze there. And again, if it becomes a little too intense and you need to come out of it at any point, just roll back to your side and stay there. Bring the knees together and then roll back onto your side. Release your arm that was tucked and move it, circle it forwards and to the back of the mat. Forwards and back, go a few times. And then bring your hand alongside you, push yourself up and come into a seat. If you have the luxury of time, you could take Shavasana, lay down, relax, get comfortable, and just breathe and feel how your body is. If you are short on time, you want to close your practice with me, find a seat that's comfortable, and I invite you to just close the eyes for a few breaths. Rest your hands either on your knees or in your lap. A few breaths, conscious breathing together, a little deeper, a little longer. Feel the rise of the fall of your body with every inhale and with every exhale. And be the observer of how your body feels. Ask yourself how your upper body feels now. And do you feel less tension and tightness? Do you feel a little more relaxed? Have you opened up some areas of your body that felt significantly tight? Be aware. And then bringing your hands together in Anjali Mudra, gratitude for our mind, body, breath connection, sending love and light to everyone. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thumbs to third eye. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I really hope that this class has helped you to gain a little bit more room for your upper body, and that you will possibly enjoy being able to revisit the class. If this class felt good for you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for further classes, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.